capital city of Kazakhstan. And the official language of the workshop was Russian. None of us spoke Russian. But we found someone to translate our slides from English to Russian. And then we would have like tablets with the English version. And then we had simultaneous translation of our slides for the audience. Really, really funny. I mean, like when these guys would argue, you know, all hell would break loose.
Yeah.
And now you don't even know how to say, calm down, guys. I mean, you know.
The barrier of the language is so real.
Yeah, exactly. But also, every day I walk from work to the hotel, people literally just stopped in the street and said, hey, can I have a conversation with you, right?
Wow.
I mean, probably the only black guy in Almaty during that week. Yeah, interesting experience.
Sounds a very interesting experience.
We are ready to go in 5, 4.
Thank you. Okay, so I'd like you to please just introduce yourself to our audience and just tell them in 30 seconds who you are and what you do.
Right, I'm Nick Tandi, and I work in water management, particularly in partnership building, because solving our water challenges often involves putting two different organizations together that are required to make solutions work.
And I'm finding that our world is actually so big that we do need to have organizations come together. As much as we have the people on the ground, us coming together, you're right, people on the higher end, those brands need to come together. But I'd also like to know fundamentally, whenever people hear about water scarcity or water issues, they promoted to turn up the tap when they brush their teeth, you know, those little things. So in my view, it's not really giving enough of understanding of the severity of the water scarcity. So can you please just give us a short breakdown of how severe is this water issue?
Yeah, it's pretty severe. I mean, if we start off locally, right? The reason we now all know about Cape Town almost running out of water is because even when you do think you've got all the infrastructure in the world, all the capacity to manage it, climate change means that droughts are becoming more frequent, and when they hit us, they are more severe. You know, the drought that hit Cape Town, some estimations I think say it's like a 1 in maybe 400-year event or something like that. You know, and it's very difficult to plan for this kind of events, you know, that happened so many hundred years ago, and you know the next one is going. So this is really tough coping with climate change. The second point is that we already know that by 2030 we will have 70% less water than what we need, right? But that is also an illusion, because that's the average. In fact, we know that in many places they are already right now experiencing shortage. In fact, Cape Town is the one that became popular, but the reality is, I think you started to see people say, we've been having day zero for a very long time.
People were very angry.
So that's South Africa. But as I said in my talk, you know, some estimations are that 1.7 billion people live in areas where there's already a shortage of water compared to what they need to survive and for their industries and also for agriculture. So this is a real issue with which we need to contend.
To highlight all of that, what I'm understanding is that people, when they think about water scarcity, they need to think about crops, they need to think about industry, because a mere burger, a person will not think about the water that comes into it, but it's the farming of the wheat to make that bun, and the vegetables, and the cow as well for that patty. I think I'm highly appreciative of people like yourself going to such fields and do extensive research, because then you can answer my in detail as an ecologist my following question. I'm from the rural villages, and on occasion we go and see the family down there.
Right.
It used to be so green. All my childhood memories, I couldn't wait to go to the village because I was away from the city. I'd grown up as a young girl in the village. It was green. We just walked up that hill and up that mountain. And now it's brown, it's dry. Some lakes are dried up, some rivers are dried up. There's a river where we actually used to collect water at
Right.
20 liter, put it on our buckets and walk to my grandmother's house.
Right.
It's dried up. Eventually now they've got a tap because they also had
Right.
water issues. What is causing these droughts? Severe droughts.
Right. I mean, for that specific example, I mean, there are quite a range of kind of scenarios that have come about. But I think I want to make reference to something else that got spoken about earlier today, which is just stuff around land stewardship. As we become more concentrated sometimes around some specific areas, or we intensify production of whatever it is, in this case it could be agriculture, and we don't have the ability to do as perhaps sort of the people before us would do, which is you allow a piece of land to lay fallow for maybe 2 or 3 years, and then you move the cattle and the farming and crops to different patches of land, and then you allow this one to regain the carbon that gives the soil its structure, and then things can grow again, rain can percolate instead of starting to erode that soil into our streams and rivers, right? These are some of the things that we are becoming more and more aware of, that water, for it to flow in rivers, we also need to be protecting the ecosystems, protecting the land around which we find our waterways. Otherwise, then the combination of withdrawing more and more water than what the resource can supply, and the combination of degrading the resource, for example, through erosion that silts rivers, eventually is what changes this kind of landscapes. And then when you combine that with the fact that droughts are becoming more frequent, and when they are there, maybe they are longer and hotter, then you just can't get any life on those landscapes. So that's the challenge that we need to manage. So in many interesting ways, the question you ask links the presentation I gave on water scarcity to some other presentations that were given on kind of what is sustainable farming, for example, and then others to do with greenhouse gases that we're emitting into the air that are causing climate change. It's all these things kind of integrated.
Yes. Now my last question is, because of, like I noted earlier, everything literally needs water. I'm looking at the astroturf on the ground, and this fake green grass had, I'm sure at some point there was some water in the manufacture of that. I'm finding that a lot of things have the water in the manufacturing process. And now my question is, taking from your speech earlier also, where you said that brands and corporations, as much as they take from the land, they need to do beyond environmental stewardship when it comes to the water crisis. Because, for example, fast food places, all the food they sell, the cold drink they sell as well, everything is water consuming. Clothing even, clothing.
Right. That's true, right? And there, if I can make a broad distinction, it's more complex. Some of these businesses or industries are ones that themselves use water directly, quite a lot of water. Right? Take mines, take oil and gas, take manufacturing, in some cases depending on what you're manufacturing. And then there are others that use a lot of water in their supply chain and not necessarily in their facilities. Take food and beverage, so if you're producing beer, for